Hey, what's going on? Good morning. First of all, let me just tell you, you can make a difference. Yes, you watching this video can make a difference. On today's FTIO live stream, you will see, I'm going to share with you a story of someone who is making a difference in her local community. Let's get it, Celia. Yes. Happy Monday, everyone. It's your boy, Bro Rye, again. Thank you for joining on this live stream where we are all about inspiring change from the inside out through videos, podcasts, and live streams. Hey, what's going on, y'all? So it is Monday. We are in the 10th week of shelter in place for me anyways. And again, I want to thank you for being with me on this channel. As you can see, this is the quarantine series of this live stream edition. And again, I'm here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And like I said before, I am not an essential worker. I'm not working. Actually, I don't even have a job right now, but because of all the people who are out there not being essential, who are essential, I think we all are essential. But for those who are working right now, I just want to, give you equal sacrifice and be with you during this, uncertain time again. So we're week 10, shelter in place. And this is my 5th week. Yes, week number 5, y'all, of live streaming again, Monday through Friday on Facebook and YouTube. So if you find any value in this video at any time, or if you're watching the replay, do me a favor, consider joining the tribe and clicking subscribe on the link below. So again, if you are here, please do me a favor, let us know you're here. Say good morning. I'd love to shout you out and bring you on the stream. So just go ahead and type in the comment section, where you're tuning in from and anything like that. Say good morning. So all right, y'all. So check it out. Over the weekend, again, it's all about inspiring change. And I remember I posted on Saturday. I woke up early Saturday morning on purpose. And if you saw my post, I was talking about this new video editing software that I'm using, Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm taking this challenge, this YouTube challenge right now. This YouTube influence challenge is, I'm just trying to refine my skills and try to, again, bring more quality content. And of course, bringing the content is one thing, but how we deliver it, how we put it together, that's truly what's going to make the difference. And you know what I'm talking about. So when you're watching videos on YouTube or any videos at all, right, the way that it's put together, the audio, the video, just kind of all those different pieces that, make the message is what's important and is what makes the difference. And so, I think about myself. I've been doing YouTube for about 3 years now, on and off. I did a couple challenges. Again, I did that vlogging every day in April back in 2017, 30 days straight of vlogging. 2018, I did 52 videos in 52 weeks, right? And I was doing all the editing myself, all the filming, and I'm still doing it now, right? They called me a solo creator. But when I started watching my videos, right, I don't get the views, or I don't have that many subscribers. And again, for me, it wasn't about that. It was just about being able to get in front of the camera, put the message out. But now that I'm in my 4th year, right, of doing this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's going to make the difference so that someone can actually see the video, watch it, and get the value in which it was intended, right? It's about making that difference. So on Saturday, I, put a post out there on my social media. It was like, shout out to all the video editors, because I started using Adobe Premiere Pro. And let me tell you, I was so tempted in the video. I'm still editing the video now. I spent hours and hours and hours in front of the computer, just trying to be patient, learn new things. Again, this is all self-taught. So I was so tempted to just get my iPhone, upload the video there, use iMovie because that's what I'm comfortable with. And I say, nope, sit in front of the computer, stay with Premiere Pro, because again, this will unlock, the abilities. This will make the difference later for when you grow in video. So you got to go through those struggles. You got to go through those hardships. So literally hours in front of the computer, looking at the edits, and in my mind I'm like, I could have done this, you know what I'm saying, on iMovie like quick, but there's so many limitations on iMovie that I was like, well, there's certain things that I can't even do there. So so I'm like looking at that and thinking like, how can this make a difference, right? So again, just to say that if you're in a situation right now where you're learning something new, or maybe you're pivoting whatever your career you're in or the brand that you have, and you're going a different direction, just know like this is part of the struggle, right? Like we got to fail for it, we got to put in the work, but it will make a difference. And that's what this Monday is all about. Make a difference Monday. All right, let's see. We got a comment here. Let me go ahead and bring that on. Good morning, Joanne. Thank you for joining us today. Yes, good morning. One of the faithfuls. And yeah, so make a difference Monday. And so again, for those of you who don't know me, Bro Rye from originally from Vallejo, California, born and raised. Went to school there my whole life, and I actually graduated from Vallejo High. Whoop, whoop. So if you are tuning in from Vallejo, go ahead and drop what school you graduated from. For all my alumni, whether you're at Vallejo High, Hogan, Jesse Bethel, just let us know you're in the building, because today I wanted to talk about someone who's making it. I wanted to bring on someone who is making a difference in the community and in the lives of the senior class of 2020 for all Vallejo Unified School District students. So I saw this notification on Facebook, and there was just, this information about how to adopt a senior, and I got really curious about it, joined the group. But instead of me talking about it, let me go ahead and bring on Deborah Waken, y'all. So, true Vallejo fashion, what I'm saying? Just gonna bring on Deborah to the stream. Hey. Good morning. Good morning, Deborah. How are you?
It's a little early, but I'm hanging in there. I'll be fine.
Yes, thank you for joining the stream. So, Deborah, thank you for coming onto the show today for Make a Difference Monday. You've been this is our first time actually talking, and I've only I think we've just communicated through Facebook just a little bit. So, thank you for being here today. If you can, just share with our viewers today just a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me, first of all, and thanks to everybody who's out there working and trying to keep us safe, get us back to as much of a normal as we can possibly have as soon as possible. Well, about myself, I grew up in Napa, but I moved to Vallejo about 20 years ago to raise my family, and married my husband. We've been together as long as my youngest daughter, my senior year. Well, let me take that back. We've been together 26 years, but we've been married for about 18. I've just been part of my kids' school as much as I can throughout their school life. About 3 years ago, I went back to school after being able to stay home with my kids for about 11 years. I went back to school, got my degree, went back to work at what I love doing best, and that's in hotels. I work at the Embassy Suites in Napa. I'm the front desk supervisor there at night. Pretty much find me there all the time when we're open. So it was actually a blessing in disguise for me to be able to stay home, or have to stay home right now. I have two daughters, both of which are in the public schools. My oldest will be 21 this year. She graduated from Vallejo High a year early. Yay. She's currently in college at Solano, and is going to transfer to either Sonoma State or UC Berkeley to continue her business degree. Rebecca is a senior at Vallejo High. She's been very involved in the drama department, and couldn't be more proud of her. She's also going to go into Solano Community College to further her education. She's not sure where she wants to go just yet, but I think that's a perfect start for her to get the feelers out there and decide what she wants to do. So back to the project. I was invited to join a page on Facebook for the students of the Napa Valley Unified School District, because my daughter doesn't go to schools there. She was not eligible to be put up for adoption on their page. I didn't care. I still put her on the page and put it out there. And that kind of paved the way for me to be able to reach out to the admin of that page, Stacy Small, and she gave me the okay to give her to use her guidelines and forms and set up a page for the Vallejo students.
Awesome.
Um,
And before you jump ahead, because I think this is great and I love it. Yeah. So you're from Nampa, but you lived in Vallejo for 20 years. Currently working in hospitality. And what I love about the story, because again, as we introduced the program, Adopt a Senior, it's like I was like looking through and the Facebook page that you headed up. For me, I assumed that it was honestly, I assumed it was someone who was involved in, the education system. So that even just caught me off guard, knowing that, your background is in hospitality, but your daughter, because, she wasn't eligible or because you saw a Adopt a Senior group out of Napa, you were like, man, how can I, get my daughter? And so that right there sounds like that was the inspiration for you to start the Vallejo Unified School District Adopt a Senior program. Is that correct?
that's absolutely correct.
Awesome, awesome. So first of all, thank you for just even having that inkling. And so yeah, so go ahead. And so after you had the conversation with, was it Stacy Small?
Uh-huh.
Stacy Small, shout out to Stacy Small. After you had that conversation, go ahead and just take us through the process on what happened next.
Well, honestly, I was a little reluctant. I blew it off for a couple of days, honestly, and but so here's how it happened. Thursday at around 10 o'clock, I decided to sit down and set up the page and get the ball rolling. Today's Monday, and we're at 500 members.
Wow.
So
Wow.
just through really not doing a whole lot, I was able to get a lot of people involved. You can look on the page and click on who's been invited. There's been over 1,200 people invited, over 500, well, 500 close to that have joined. But the real thing that we need to focus on right now is getting seniors on the board and adopted. And I see that the best way to tackle that challenge would be to reach out to the students themselves and tell them about this page. Let the students know, hey, my friends are on here. You need to get on here. And once they get their fires going, it will become a big fire and they will want recognition. They will want to support it and they will want to get on board.
Yeah, no, thank you, definitely, and then I will definitely we'll go into some of the details. So, for those of you again just tuning in, Adopt a Senior is a program, a Facebook page that was started with Deborah, and it's for the Vallejo City Unified School District. So anyone that is a graduating senior, class of 2020 from Vallejo High, Jesse Bethel. There's no more Hogan. I'm so.
It's any senior, whether they're being homeschooled, whether they're going to one of the academies and they offer
Gotcha.
K through 12. Anybody who's graduating in Vallejo, if you've been homeschooled your whole life, but you lived in Vallejo your whole life, you need to be on this board too. We want to celebrate everybody.
And so what I've been noticing again, so the page has been live for a week, and so what I've noticed is that there's parents posting, and what I love about it is that there's parents, acknowledging their kids, putting pictures of their seniors, kind of their accomplishments. Yeah. So can you just take us through what are some of like the guidelines? Because I know there's a couple of guidelines at the beginning, because of course we want it to be safe and we want to make sure that everyone is doing the right thing and we're taking care of each other. But can you just kind of take us through like what are some of the guidelines that you have on the Facebook group? And how can people get involved and things of that nature?
Sure. So what you basically do is go to the page, you click on a topic tab that I created called Up for Adoption, and it will take you to those students who have been put up for adoption, if you will, but they've not been adopted yet. And once you enter, you scroll through, you decide on a student, and then you put in the comments, I'd like to adopt. And from that point, there is an actual form that's available for the students to fill out. And it's just a general interest form. Things like, what are your hobbies? What are your favorite snacks? What do you like to do when you're not supposed to be studying? And then that form is taken as a guideline to then be used to, I'm going to use a cliche, shower the student with gifts.
Yeah.
Anytime between now and when they should have graduated. It could be anything from a gift card. It could be just flowers. It could be balloons. It could just be a really cool sign that they created on their own that says, congratulations, we didn't forget about you. Don't give up. Keep pushing on. Anything. It could be anything you want. More than one can adopt.
And before we move on, let's go ahead. Here she is, Stacy Parker Small. Good morning. She says, "Good morning, Deborah. You are doing great." Shout out to Stacy. I got Chris Castro. I know Chris Castro. My cousin nephew Jarrell graduating this year, actually from Jesse Bethel, I believe. So here is a parent of one of the graduates. So, cuz make sure that if Jarrell isn't on the Facebook group, make sure you shout him out, show him some love. I got my boy Mike Harrow. What's going on? Good morning. This is a great idea. Yes, Mike. I know you actually invited, or no, you asked me for a request to get on the group, and so hopefully I believe I approved it. But let's just keep spreading the word. Let's see. Mike also says, "Oh, my daughter is up for adoption." So he has a senior as well. And so in return, he's adopted too. So notice again, just like how this is, I love how this is working, because you have parents, right out, Mike, for sharing that, where it's like you have a parent who put their kids up for adoption, but in return are like adopting others. And I've been on the page and I've seen people that are just adopting multiples. And I just want to shout out, I can't remember who posted it in the group, but there was a lady in the group who just, wanted to just have us be mindful that there are seniors out there who may not have the same resources, or who may not have the same support that some of the parents, because I mean, there's some parents putting pictures of their kids, I mean, like all hooked up, sports, graduation pictures. I mean, they went all out, which is great. I love seeing parents acknowledge their children, but there was a voice, an advocate, as I would call it, for those who may not have that kind of support. And she was like, let's just be mindful. Or if we know students or seniors who may not have that type of support, to put their, pictures, or put them up for adoption, to just, keep an eye out for that. So thank you to I can't remember her name in the group, who really just made sure that we're trying to include everyone in this group. And I think that's the
Mia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you know who it is. So shout out. Who is it? Mia, you said?
Mia Sykes.
Mia Sykes. Yeah. So thank you, Mia. And again, I think it's really important that we don't want to leave anybody out. We want to make sure that we're all inclusive. So if you are watching this live stream and it is within the time frame before the 2020 graduating class of whichever high school of people of a student in Vallejo, please check the group out so that we can advocate for those who, again, may not have the same support. So yeah, so it was cool, because then I saw where people, I guess the kids or students are putting all their likes, and for the person I adopted, it's kind of cool, because again, I'm looking at what they like and what they're doing, and so my wife and I are actually kind of, we're getting creative. And I think something that's really important is that when they put their likes on there, and maybe you can just help clarify this, and just help me out with this, but just because they're putting everything they like doesn't mean that you have to get them every single thing on that list. Because I think one thing that may come up for people as well, what if I don't have the resources, or what if I'm just not in a position to give all they want? I think there is, I think even someone said, is there people willing to share a sponsor, or be, I guess, co-sponsor? So could you speak to that just a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, I know on the NAPA site that the forms didn't tend to come into play until someone had been adopted, and then the forms would be filled out and then shared through private messaging. So, there's actually a lot of confidentiality and privacy concerns that you want to be mindful of and considerate of as well. But those guidelines are just that. They're just guidelines on that form. Having no idea what to get for somebody because you want to make their day sometimes isn't very helpful. So that's what the form was set up for, just for someone to go off of something. I just want to take a second to give a shout out to the seniors that are all on this board, because had this not happened, there are so many kids in this town that I would have no idea who they are, what they're doing, what they've done, and what they're capable of. And that's, for me, is what gives me the most reward. So don't be afraid to put your senior up there and celebrate them, no matter what the situation is at your home. If you need me to help you, forward me your pictures and some information about your student, and I will post for you. I will get them on the board. My goal is to get everybody on that board, as many as we can, and get all of the seniors recognized the way they should be, since this year it's not going to be normal.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, so can you break down some of the numbers that you have so far? Because you're sharing some of the numbers, like how many students are up, how many have adopted, just so we can give our viewers right now just kind of like a live reality of where we're at and what are there goals set for, like, are there numbers? Because I know, again, this was a beautiful inspired idea. I love it, right? Inspiring change from the inside out. That's what this live stream is about. And so you know, seeing what was going on in another school district, you just brought the idea and you put the guidelines, and I love it. And for those parents who are watching, who might, you know, be considering putting your child up for adoption, right, in this sense, or, you know, the sponsorship to get them some extra joy, some extra love as a senior, just know, like, there are a lot of things put in place so that we ensure the safety, right, of the drop off. Matter of fact, I have a cousin, Lizelle Lago, shout out to my cousin Lizelle, who actually just posted her drop off, and they met up, you know, at a neutral location. So the idea is, again, parents, you know, celebrate your children on the page, you know, shout them out, acknowledge them, and then if you're interested, you'll type, like, you know, I'm interested in adopting, and then the parents, you can reach out to the person that wants to help out, and you can coordinate it so that, yeah, it's safe, number one. And of course, if, you know, the person helping out or the person sponsoring or adopting might need some help with ideas, that could be a great way to do that through Facebook too. So yeah, can you just take us through kind of the numbers right now, where we're at currently?
Well, I know that we are just under 500 members that have joined the group, but there are less than 75 seniors that have even been put up on the board. Everyone's been adopted as they're posted.
Yeah, no, they're going by fast. They're going quick.
So that should be a great incentive to get your senior or anybody you know who's a senior up on the board, because something will happen in a positive way for them.
Absolutely.
I really can't stress enough. Also, once the gift giving is done, I have a topic set up, gift giving moments, and I encourage everyone to post those exchanges and those deliveries, because that's even more incentive for those seniors who haven't gone up yet to maybe want to get showcased as well.
Yes.
We know what it's like in social media world, and
absolutely,
I'll tell a friend and they'll tell a friend, and it's like that old shampoo commercial in the 70s, and so on and so on, and it just becomes this huge snowball. And that's what I want to do. I was a cheerleader back in high school, and it's just in me to want to go fight, win, and make everybody happy. So
yes.
High School Musical had it right when they said we're all in this together, and Mia Sykes said it even better a couple of days ago. It's not about what school you go to in Vallejo. It's the fact that you're going to school in Vallejo and you're graduating, and that's just fantastic.
Absolutely. And that's it. And again, when I saw the group, you know, being born and raised in Vallejo native my whole life, it was like seeing how we're trying to give back. And I just, you know, it takes me back to my senior year at Vallejo High. And it was like, you know, to think, you know, all of our seniors again. And I had a couple seniors, triplets actually a couple weeks ago on the live stream from Fairfield High. And they are kind of sharing, you know, what they're going through in their experience. So again, we can't imagine what it's like for them. But what we can do is we can make that difference in their day. And, you know, by sharing this, I call it these random acts of kindness, right? Like just letting them know, like, there is someone who doesn't know you, or maybe they do know you, and, you know, they're taking the time to, you know, celebrate you specifically for your class. And I love it, because again, it's all Vallejo. So if you are a parent, a grandparent, a aunt, uncle, cousin, friend of someone that is a senior class to 2020 in Vallejo High, be sure to go on Facebook and just type in adopt a senior, and then you'll see the Vallejo page there. Add yourself, join. Again, we have 75 seniors and 75 adopted seniors, like that. Yesterday, I was scrolling through, and I didn't even get my response on mine yet. I think I got there first, but there are so many adopted, which is great to see. But like you said, there's a huge class of seniors out there, and this is why we want to create awareness, right? So earlier in the stream, I said, how can you make a difference today? Make the call, join the Facebook group, reach out to seniors, get them on this page so we can celebrate them, so we can acknowledge them for all their hard work. And then, you know, again, getting them a sponsor and getting them adopted is not even going to be an issue from what I've been seeing, because like we are united, definitely not divided. Let me see here. I got my boy Larry. Hey, good morning, Larry. Thank you for joining on the live stream today. So yeah, so speaking of, I love how you even have a follow-up, right? Like the giving moments is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So how can someone let's say someone is watching, this live stream, or maybe they are going to watch the replay. What would you say to someone right now who might be wanting to, make a difference today? Maybe not necessarily in adopt a senior way, but what message would you have or encouragement would you have for someone who, like yourself, just kind of saw a way to want to celebrate seniors or to celebrate people or to just even make a difference? Like, what would you share with them?
Well, I'll try to not get sidetracked and be long-winded, but I'll share a little bit of a project that I was able to spearhead on my own, and it was because I didn't shut up. I kept talking. I kept going. Solano Middle School never had a crosswalk in front of the school. My husband went there. He turned 60 this year, so that tells you how long ago that might have been. To think that there's never been a crosswalk in front of a school ever is crazy, right? But
I went there and there wasn't one. You're right. I went there. I graduated. I graduated from there. There wasn't one. So we used to get in trouble for running across the street when after school and before school because of the cars.
right. So I was on the school site council at the time, and I started talking about it every meeting about, almost sarcastically at first, like, so when we're going to get some protection out in front of our school in the form of a crosswalk. And that was when my youngest was, I believe, still in elementary or had just started at Solano 6th grade. And when she was in the 9th grade entering Vallejo, that winter, I remember driving down Corcoran Avenue and seeing a crosswalk out in front of the school. And it was after trails and long emails between myself and the city of Vallejo. It finally happened. It finally went in. And the thing that stands out to me about that project is that just because my daughter no longer went to school at Solano Middle School didn't mean that I was going away from the conversation. I kept on, and I kept pushing at the district and at the city. And I finally found a little crack in the wall, and I got through the wall once that crack turned into a hole. And it's one of the most rewarding things to drive down that street and actually see a crosswalk there and know that I had something to do with that.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to speak up, and don't be afraid to share your idea with others, because you never know when somebody else thinks, God, that's a great idea. That's like the idea I had. I need to do something about it too.
Oh, I love that. And especially like during this whole COVID-19 situation, there's so many different ideas. Like even this live stream, it's in beta right now. Like I don't get paid. This isn't my 9 to 5 or anything like that. But these were just ideas that I had, and who knows how far it can go, or who knows what it's going to inspire or what's going to come from it. And I love what you said. Like speak up. Right. Keep speaking up, especially when you have a cause, when something is right, and knowing that even if you didn't directly like have anything to do with the crosswalk per se, I mean, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But at the end of the day, like they say, closed mouths don't get fed. And I love the idea that, again, if you have an idea, act on it. Don't keep it inside, because again, like I said last week, a gift isn't a gift until you give it away. And I believe that each and every one of us have a gift. And Deborah, I just can't thank you enough for your yes, and having the courage to start the group on Facebook with over 500 plus members. We need more seniors, y'all. So we need more seniors. There's plenty of time. I mean, time is going by fast, but just know, like, we want to share the joy of your senior graduating. So please be sure to reach out on Facebook, adopt a senior, and then I think it's like, is it VUC? Okay, what's the title of it? VCUSD. So adopt a senior, VCUSD, calling out all of our Vallejoans, and just people alike who want to just share some joy with some of the senior class of 2020. And before we take off, are there any shout outs that you want to give that you forgot to mention or weren't able to mention yet?
Just a shout out to all the parents. Thank you for doing such a great job and getting your kids to school every day and getting them through school all the way. And I shout out to Mia for being just a great cheerleader on the site, to Stacy for helping me get this started, to Miss Bowman from Solano Middle School. She's been a great inspiration to me always. I just have always loved working with her. And just my daughter. It's going to be really hard. to let go of the fact that she's now an adult. She turned 18 on the 8th of this month, and both my daughters have brought me much joy and happiness, and being a part of their life in school has been very rewarding. When I went back to school to work 3 years ago, it was tough to have to divorce myself from a lot of the things that I was involved in. So this, once again, has been a great opportunity for me to get back and reconnect with them, but with the whole community. And 2020 Vision was a great hashtag I've seen in all of these posts recently, and I love that, and I'm going to go with that. So thank you to whoever created that. 2020 Vision all the way.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what this is all about. This is about this clarity, right, on moving forward. And again, thank you so much. Again, Deborah Waken, coming at you live from Vallejo, again, starting a program that is truly inspiring change from the inside out, y'all. So first of all, just want to again thank you, Deborah, and all the parents and anybody watching actually this live stream. You can make a difference today. No matter how small or how big, you can make a difference. And my final message is just going to be this, y'all. The only way to make this difference is to take action, right? It starts with this. It starts with the decision. All right, a week ago, we didn't have a Facebook page to share with seniors, and now we have over 500 members on this page and counting. 75 adopted seniors already, so we need more seniors. So just know that you, yes, watching this video, watching this live stream, watching the replay, you can make a difference. If you found any value in this video, do me a favor, consider joining the tribe and clicking subscribe on the link below, as we are all about staying connected with you during this time of quarantine. So shout out again to Deborah for all you do, to your children for them inspiring you the way they do. And we are out of here tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow, tune in. I have another hashtag Vallejo kid who is actually someone I knew from elementary school, from Loma Vista to Solano Middle to Vallejo High, and she is now a principal, and I'm not even gonna say who it is, so you got to check it out tomorrow. She is now a principal, 15 years in education, and now she is a principal in a school in Solano County, and I'm gonna celebrate her tomorrow, and she'll be on with us. So again, thank you again, y'all, for tuning in, and we are out of here. Peace.